What is the sum if we're going to add 8 and 1/5 and 3/5 and 3 and 1/2? Is it letter A, 11 and 3 over 10? Or letter B, 11 and 7 over 10? Or letter C, 12 and 3 over 10? Or letter D, 12 and 7 over 10? What is your answer?
Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason! 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 Jason, learn!
Answering this particular question, all you just need to do is to be aware of the different procedures when adding fractions. So when we're adding similar fractions, so just like this example, so if we're going to add 3 over 10 and 5 over 10, so basically they have the same denominators, so 10 and 10, that's why they are called similar fractions. So when you're going to add similar fractions, just copy the denominator. So pareha naman na silang denominator, so imura ng kopyaon. And then you add the numerator. So 3 plus 5, that's 8. And then if your answer is still reducible or it's simplifiable to its lowest term, so as much as possible, simplify or reduce your answer. So as what you can see, 8 and 10 are both divisible by 2, right? So let's gonna divide the numerator 8 and the denominator 10 by 2 to reduce this fraction to its lowest form. So 8 divided by 2, that's 4, and 10 divided by 2, that's 5. So therefore, the answer for this particular example is 4/5 as its lowest form. Alright, now let's try one more example. So what about this? Let's add 5 over 9 and 1 over 9. So again, just copy the same denominator, which is 9, and then just add the numerator. So 5 plus 1, that's 6. And 6 over 9 is still reducible, so we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 3. So 6 divided by 3, that's 2, and 9 divided by 3, so this one, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So therefore, the lowest form of the answer is 2/3. So this will be our final answer. So you also have to listen to the instruction of your teachers, because if they're going to instruct you to simplify your answer to its lowest form, then you should have to. But if they don't instruct you, as much as possible, you should write your answer in its lowest form gihapon. Basin pag wala sila nag-instruct ninyo. That's basically how you solve fractions, alright? Now, what about when we're going to add dissimilar fractions? So dissimilar fractions, as a sort of recall, are fractions which have different denominators. So just like this, they have different denominators because this is 4, while this one is 2. So how are you gonna do that? So you have to find first for their LCD, or lowest common denominator. So when we talk about lowest common denominator, that is a number that can be divided by both of the denominators. So by 4 and 2, wherein the quotient is a whole number, alright? Or in other words, it is a number which is both divisible by the denominator. So as what you can see, this is 4 and 2, so there is a number that you look for the lowest number, ha? So ang pinakagamay nga number na pwede divide sa duha ka denominators, and that number is definitely it's 4, right? So it's 4 na ano man. 4 is divisible by 4, and 4 also is divisible by 2, right? And then after that, you're gonna divide the LCD by the denominator. So 4 divided by 4, that's 1, and then you multiply the numerator. So times 3, that's 3/4. So in other words, mura pa siya gi-copy ari. And then 4 divided by 2, that's 2, and then times 1, that's 2. So in other words, 1/2 and 2/4 are the same. So 2/4 is another way of writing 1/2 so that their denominators will become the same. And then since their denominators are now the same, so you just apply the rule in adding similar fractions. Kaya similar fractions naman ni sila. So therefore, that's gonna be 5/4. Why? 3 plus 2, that's 5, and then just copy the denominator 4. And you can rewrite 5 over 4 as a mixed number. So this can be written also as 1 and 1/4. I already uploaded a video about changing improper fraction to mixed number. So you should also watch that video before watching this one, alright? So therefore, the answer for this particular example is this one. So 5/4 or 1 and 1/4. So again, when you are going to add dissimilar fractions, just make a way for them to become similar. So inga na siya pag ka-explain na. Now, what about this one? So let's try one more example. So again, we're gonna look for their LCD first, or a number that is both divisible by this denominator 7 and 3, so that we could change these two fractions into similar fractions, and then we could follow the rule in adding similar fractions. So the number that is both divisible by 7 and 3, so the lowest number or the lowest common denominator or LCD is 21, because 21 is both divisible by 7 and 3, and this is also the lowest number which is divisible by these two denominators. So let's do the process. So let's gonna divide the LCD by each of these denominators. So 21 divided by 7, that's 3, and then you multiply the numerator. So times 2, that's 6, and then 21 divided by 3, that's 7, and then times 2, so you multiply the numerator, that's 14. And then since they are now similar fractions, so kay pareha naman sila denominators, so just add them directly na lang ilang numerator. So copy 21, and then 6 plus 4, that's 20. So we just copy the denominator 21 kay pareha naman sila. So therefore, this is now our answer for this particular example. So do we still need to reduce this or simplify this? No, because there is no number that could both divide 20 and 21, wherein the answer is a whole number, or in other words, 20 and 21 have no common factor. So that's why this is already the simplest form. Alright? Now what about this one? What if we're going to add mixed numbers? So saan naman po na nato pag-add kung mixed numbers sila? So all just need to do is to add the whole number. So 3 plus 5. So ang whole number o ang whole number mo na imong i-plus, and then fraction o ang fraction i-plus. So plus 2/5 and plus 3/4. So 3 plus 5, that's 8. And then you have to combine the fractions. So 2/5 plus 3/4. So their their LCD is 20, right? Because 20 is the least or the lowest number which is divisible by 5 and 4. And then just do the procedure. So 20 divided by 5, that's 4, times 2, that's 8. And then 20 divided by 4, that's 5, times 3, 15. And then simplify. So just copy 8 equals 8. And then just copy the denominator 20. So 8 plus 15, that's 23. So 8 plus 23 over 20, that's, and then let's add them. So 8 plus 1, that's 9. And then just copy the fraction, 3 over 20. So therefore, the answer for this particular example is 9 and 3 over 20. Alright? Now let's have one more example. So let's gonna add 7 and 4 over 6 and 6 and 3 over 8. So again, just add their whole numbers first. So 7 plus 6, and then add the fraction. So plus 4 over 6 plus 3 over 8. And then 7 plus 6, that's 13. And then 4 over 6 plus 3 over 8. So since they are dissimilar fractions, since they have different denominators, so we're gonna look for their LCD first. So the LCD of 6 and 8 is 24, because 24 is the lowest number which is both divisible by 6 and 8. And then let's do the process or the steps. So 24 divided by 6, that's 4, and then times 4, that's 16. Then 24 divided by 8, that's 3, times 3, that's 9. And then let's evaluate them further. So copy 13. So copy 24, because that is their common denominator. So pareha naman sila denominator 24. And then add the numerator. So 16 plus 9, that's 25. And then 25 over 4 can still be written as a mixed number. So it can be changed into a mixed number so that we could add the whole number to 13. So copy 13, and then the mixed number form for 25 over 24 is 1 and 1 over 24, right? And then let's gonna add the whole number. So 13 plus 1, that's 14, and then copy 1 over 24. So this is the answer for this particular exercise or example. Alright? Now what about this? Let's add 2 and 2 over 7 and 10 and 3 over 7. So as what you can see, they have the same denominators for their fractions. So 7 og 7. So pareha sila og denominators. So saan naman po na nato? So dali ra. This is just easy when you're gonna add mixed numbers with the same denominators in their fractional part. So you add the whole numbers first. So 2 plus 10 and then 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7. So 2 plus 10, that's 12. And then 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7, that's 5 over 7. So we simply copy their denominator nga 7 because they have the same denominators. And then 12 plus 5 over 7, so that's adding a whole number by a fraction. So dali ra na siya, itupad na sila nimo. Just have to put them right beside each other. So 12 plus 5 over 7 is equal to 12 and 5 over 7. And this is now the answer for this particular example or exercise. Alright? So nga na siya kadali when you're going to add fractions. Now, let's go back to the question of the day. Let's add 8 and 1/5 plus 3/5 plus 3 and 1/2. So solution, we're gonna add the whole numbers first. So as may whole numbers, Anna, it's 8 and 3. So 8 plus 3, and then it's gonna add the fraction. So plus 1/5 plus 3/5 plus 1/2. So ato lang gilahi ang whole numbers first. So 8 plus 3, that's 11. And then 1/5 plus 3/5 plus 1/2. So what is the LCD for this fraction? So sa may lang LCD, it's gonna be 10. Why? 10 is the lowest number which is divisible by 5 and 2, right? So let's do the steps. So 10 divided by 5, that's 2 times 1, that's 2. Then 10 divided by 5, that's 2 times 3, that's 6. Then 10 divided by 2, that's 5 times 1, that's 5. And then let's simplify them further. So copy 11. So 2 plus 6, that's 8 plus 5, that's 13. And then just copy the denominator 10. And then 13 over 10 can still be rewritten or can still be written as mixed number. So let's gonna change this 3 over 10 into mixed number first. So 13 over 10 is equal to 1 and 3 over 10, right? And then just add 1 to the whole number 11. So 11 plus 1, that's 12. And 3 over 10. So 11 plus 1, 12. And then 3 over 10. So therefore, 12 and 3 over 10 is the answer for this particular question. So therefore, the correct answer for our question of the day is letter C, 12 and 3 over 10. Alright? Now this time, I want you to try this one. So try to get the sum of 4 and 4 over 9 plus 3 plus 7 and 1/2. And then you may comment your answer in the comment section below. That's all for now. Thank you. More power and let's keep learning.